Yo, yo, yo.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the morning of Saturday, South Coast GT 2016. We're behind us is the sort of side room and the most important room of the tournament as far as some people are concerned, and that's the bar and chill area.
Yep.
So that's behind us. We're going to have a walk through, have a look, maybe catch a player or two on the way through, and just let you know what's going on. So it's been an interesting round so far, Wayne, hasn't it? There's been lots of stuff going on.
There's been some games that have been over very quickly, and then there's been some unusual events. I think the Mighty Lord of Khorne was probably the best one so far, where with his 3 attacks he managed to take off Nagash with his Blade of Realities.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah, so that was they got a big cheer. I don't think the Gash player was too happy about it, but you know, if you're going to take Nagash, you've got to take these risks.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is the bar area. This is where the bottom tables are. Obviously, for the first round draw, it's random, so there won't necessarily be what you'd call traditional bottom table games. But obviously, as the weekend progresses, this will be where most of the fun happens, you know, because that tends to be where it happens because of the bottom table games.
Yeah,
I should know, I'm used to that playing.
Although I quite like this room, it's always one of my favourites being here, just because you've got the seats over there and it's just laid back. You know, you can, in past years when it's been a bit quieter, you get people pulling those chairs across and sit
It's
down
a bit warmer in here as well.
Yeah.
Because the main hall's a bit chilly at the moment, but in here it's quite warm,
Yeah,
so it's nice.
Out, so.
It's a nice area to play.
I think while we're in here, we'll grab somebody who some of the viewers / listeners will recognise. Brian.
Come on, Brian.
Brian, the hobby killer. Come talk to us. Especially as he's got the brand on the shirt.
Oh, yeah. What a coincidence.
Well, what a coincidence seeing you here, Brian. So how's it going?
Like it was planned.
Yeah. So how's it going?
Yeah, good. Yeah,
And,
enjoying it?
Yeah, so tell us about your first game, because you played in the event, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm using a Stormcast list, mostly kind of a Stormcast Extremis list. Played against a chap called Ben with a Death list. So we had Manfred, Arcan, and a Ghoul King on Terrorgeist. But having 2 Vexilor banners puts paid to them quite quick. So it was
How many Dracoffs?
I've got 10 in my pools. I had 6 on the table. 1 unit of 6 Desolators.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was good.
Yeah.
And how was it playing against the big guys? Because your opponent's army looked pretty big on the table, didn't it, in terms of...
It did. They're a problem, but you've just got to focus on taking them out early on. If you take them out early on, then if they're dead, they can't do anything. So you've got to control them, though, because obviously he's got the ability to raise a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was a case of getting in there quick. Really just alpha striking him, and then trying to play from there.
Yeah.
And you obviously did quite well during the 8th edition times in the tournament scene. Do you feel that your skill set has translated to this Age of Sigmar?
Yeah, I think.
Of course it has. He's taken filth.
Yeah.
It's carried on the same.
Nothing's changed.
Well, that was a bet on your podcast that I wouldn't do this list.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, you dared me. I think they do. I think it's the same game, but it's a different game. You know, you still want a list that does a bit of everything. You know, because if you just have combat, then you're not going to be able to deal with some of the quick units that became objectives. If you just have shooting, then you're going to run over the top of. You need magic or anti-magic. Yeah, you know, you still need to think about movement. You still need to think about combat. It's different, so you need to be thinking about the order you fight combats in and the number of combats you want to do, because obviously that's very different from how it worked previously. You know, I think it does all translate. You know, I think you've just got to adapt your skills.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of, you know, I think about it like, you know, if I was a car mechanic and I started working on motorbikes, it's kind of a bit like that. You kind of got
You're
the same,
a war gamer, and
you've got the same principles.
Yeah.
You have to learn some specifics, but generally, I just really like it. I like the flexibility. I like the Grand Alliance thing. And they're for me, the nice thing about this event is there's probably of the 140 odd people here, there's probably 40 people I know and are regular to the old scene, and there's probably about 100 people I've got no idea who they are, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
you know?
it's good seeing all new faces. Yeah,
it's pretty unique to this tournament actually. How it started years ago was us looking to try and bring new people onto the scene and all this kind of stuff. And actually, this tournament is the biggest representation of that. There's so many new faces, so many new gamers to tournament gaming in general. And hopefully they'll see, and we'll try and grab some actually over the weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully they'll see that it isn't intimidating to play in these things. It's it's a big event, but everybody's just here to play games.
But the game itself is a lot more laid back. It's a lot more easy going, isn't it?
It's been the easiest one
It
to ref in
throws
the 8
it.
years.
Oh yeah, by far.
And the joke of, well, it's only 4 pages. Why are you asking me?
And the fact that we've got 100 players now that are actually, you know, not afraid to come to a tournament. All these new faces. It shows that the game's actually, the community, the game itself is building in the right direction. It's all going in the right direction. It's very positive. It's very exciting times.
Yeah.
Because I can see this next year. We could easily. I reckon by this time next year we could probably easily run a doubles event and have 400 players.
Yeah.
I think that's how fast
big
it's
shout,
going.
but it could be done.
Yeah, but you think 100 new players in the first 6 months of the game. You know, when you look at it that way, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
So
Good. So have you got high hopes for the tournament?
I've got high hopes to enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
he's playing it down.
He's playing it down. Yeah, we've got some photos on. So Twitter's one of the ways you can follow us. Actually, it's at Heelan Hammer and at Wayne Kemp 13. You probably see the little banners going across the bottom of the screen at some points with it on, and your handle will be on it as well.
Okay.
And we're tweeting a lot of sort of random pictures and random parts of the games as they're going. And yours appeared in one of the tweets because there's a lot of Stormcast Eternals with the Vexor banners.
Yeah.
So there was a row where pretty much all of them had bannered 10 paladins, and you did the Drak Cab and all that into them on the first turn. And I think that's going to be quite a potentially powerful combo here. So.
One of the funny things I saw early on in game one was there was basically a Stormcast army drop podded into a Skaven bottom corner first turn. Yeah. So then the Skaven player did it back to him with warp grinders, and he was moaning. He wasn't happy about it at all. I was like, dude, you just done it to him.
I think that's the thing, though. I think that Stormcast players that do it, that haven't played a lot of games, think it's a win button.
Yeah.
And it isn't, because you can easily get ground out.
Yeah.
You got to be precise with it. It's just like any small elite army.
Yeah.
You've got to be, and fighting a horde, it can always be a problem.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying they're not good, but
they are good, but there's tools to deal with
Yeah,
it, definitely.
yeah.
Well, there's a lot of them here, but I think it's just the nature of the releases that have happened so far and how exciting the Stormcast are as an army.
And they're, there's quite a lot of Bloodbound Corn here as well. They're kind of the two poster child armies so far that we've seen most releases for. So I don't think that's surprising, especially given the number of new players. But there's some really nice other armies here from some of the older races. So,
but there's a good split actually in faction as well. So there's 49 Chaos, 40 Order, and then a mixture of Destruction and Death that are in the 20s, which is really good.
Yeah.
So
but it's only the faithful that count. So it's only the Order ones that are important.
Okay, we're going to find some people in those shirts, I'm sure, in a bit. So Bryan, thanks for joining us. I'm sure we will catch you up over the weekend again just to see how you get on with Phil.
All right.
As one of the people power game in the storm.
All right. Just don't talk to my opponents.
Is that the one crying?
Yeah, the ones at the corner. Yeah.
No, he's good. Cool.
Cheers.
Right,
Thanks
yeah,
a lot.
no worries.
Bye.
Okay.
Brilliant. Right, let's go and walk around the rest of the bit. So, good luck with Bryan. So this is the bar and the main gaming area. We've done quite a few shots and stills on this actually over the time. So you can have a good look on the Twitter and on Instagram. Just look at Heelan Hammer, you'll find us on there. And we'll go and walk through to the main hall, so when it gets really noisy as we walk through, as you say, this sounds, if you listen to the background noise of this, you probably can't pick a lot up with that mic, but when we walk through here, hopefully you can see the change.
One of the biggest differences we've noticed gaming-wise from this year to last year is the amount of stuff you need to bring.
Yeah.
Because obviously there's more scenery on the tables. All the players have to bring more boxes of stuff, so actually kind of storing it. It wouldn't be good if we had an area with racks where people could actually put all their boxes and stuff.
So I saw a couple of people asking in the comments on Facebook actually about scenery. So for those of you who haven't been on the tournament scene before, it's very rare that a tournament organiser, we have enough proper store and 100 boards and all the relevant bits and pieces, but terrain would be serious financial cost and just storage is a problem, especially here in England. If you're an international listener, storage is generally in space is a problem.
Yeah.
Players bring it themselves. They bring 5 pieces each. We sort of specify roughly what those have to be, but players have really gone to town this year, haven't they?
They've really embraced it. We've got some really, really cool scenery, which you'll see later on. Obviously, we'll take film or stills, but there's some really, really cool stuff here, and that's really great actually, because people are kind of, I think a lot of this is coming from the new players coming into the hobby, where they're kind of embracing what the game's about. It's not just kind of like line up and fight. They're trying to tell a story in the game, and it's really coming across that way. So you'll see all that at some point.
Yeah. Because the 6 scenarios we're playing at this event tell the story of a celestial compass, a mythical compass. It's the ability to change the destination of a realm gate.
You can basically manipulate any realm gate rather than being random and you not know where you're going. With the celestial compass, you can actually pick where you go.
Yeah.
So you can set the compass. So obviously everybody wants the compass because then it becomes almost like an all points. Each realm gate will become like an all points. So you've got Chaos are hunting for it, and obviously Sigmar's hunting for it. And the story of the tournament will be basically who will find the celestial compass.
Yeah. And that's been, people have taken that on board with the way they've done their terrain and the way they've themed their armies. It's fantastic. So I'm sure when we see a video of the armies set up, you get a bit more of a few of the finer details on that. But the terrain's been impressive. And for us as tournament organisers, if we were going to do 100 tables worth of terrain, it wouldn't be as good as some of what the players have done. It just couldn't.
Because you'd be churning out, 100 hills, 100 woods, 100, you'll be churning all that out. But the guys actually embracing it and taking this on and putting a bit of love into it, brilliant.
Like
really
everything,
good.
there'll be some that are the lower end of quality and needed to be done last. There were people dry brushing stuff up last night.
Objective markers.
There was a cut of
and stuff,
3 a.m., 4 a.m. finishes last night for people painting stuff, because you do need a fully painted army to be here. And round based. We've allowed people to blue tack to round bases if they really need to.
Yes.
I think there's only about 2 of those out of the 135 odd armies.
People have really got on board with it. It's not
really
kind of
great.
like they're taking their 8 armies and they're just making it work. It's they're embracing the OS and the theme of it and everything that goes with it. And
if you see the pictures as well, you'll see the armies just look fantastic on round.
Really good, really good.
So let's go walk around quick in the hall and give you a quick pan. So ready for the noise? Maybe. This is us. Oh, it's actually quieted down in here now. I think it's becoming we're near the end of the round, basically.
Yeah, and some of the games are finished now already. Some of them are over pretty quick because, as with all, with any edition of Warhammer, sometimes you get mismatches with the armies. Obviously, there's still a lot of gaming going on. I think we've got about an hour left in this round, and then we're going to have lunch. Yeah, lots and lots of gaming going on. Everyone seems to be happy, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, it is. So hopefully we'll get a chance to have a bit of a walk around and get some shots on the end of this video for you, so you can have a good look at just the final bits and games that are going through. But overall, I think this is us and enough of us talking. You can have a good look at all the stuff as we go. So as always, if you want to hear more from us, and this is the first time you're seeing us, heelanhammer.com is our podcast. Fairly successful at the moment. You love that. And
Google me.
Google me. Yeah, check that out. There's loads of info. We've been going for years, and we love this game. And there's tons of information. You can also check us out for more live coverage at Wayne Kemp, at Heelan Hammer on Twitter. It really is the place to be for AOS sort of live stuff.
Yeah.
You can also check us out on Instagram, Heelan Hammer. If you like this video, like, subscribe, post, and share. That's it, really. Until next one, we'll see you then.
See you soon, guys.